Oh, wow.
I believe at one of our previous ones, when we were chatting at the beginning, you said, just hit record, Al. Just hit record so you get everything.
Yeah, it's better to just have it going. And then you can hear the dog too, maybe. What's good, man? What's good? You can hear me okay?
I can hear you okay, Val. Can you hear me?
I feel disrespectful that I don't have like headphones and a microphone and stuff, but
Well, this was kind of impromptu. Welcome to the Mulligans and Hackers podcast. I'm not sure what episode this is going to be, but we're on with Big Mac from Full Wedge Golf.
yeah.
Previously, a previous guest of multiple times, but in a different format, because he used to be the host of On the Screws podcast, and that kind of went away. We're going to talk about that. But man, it's been a minute since we've chatted. And you
Yeah.
messaged me tonight,
I
um,
messaged you 20 like 15, 20 minutes ago and was
and
like,
and
because
you're like
we
you're
were we
like
were supposed to okay, so that was my bad because we were supposed to have the one on the weekend. So that's why I saw you had posted one. I was like, okay, because I know what it's like when guests are like, yeah, I'm good, and then they don't like you don't follow up or whatever it is. So happy to be here. Oh, happy to be here, brother.
it's kind of funny. You messaged me and says, "So when am I up?" And I'm like, "Well, when do you have time?" Right? Because I know
Yeah.
you're busy with Full Wedge. I see it all the time. So I was like, "Well, when do you have time?" Like if we want to get Chris in on this, we have to kind of set it up because he's got volleyball, he coaches and plays. And you're like,
Yeah.
"Well, let's do it now." And I'm like, "Well, fuck, okay. Well, we'll just do it now then." Like, like you messaged me like 20 minutes ago. I was like, "Let me get set up and we'll do this." And here we
Yeah,
are.
there's definitely there's a lot of things going on, but a lot of things I could be
So
doing, but happy to be
again,
here.
it's been a minute, pal, since we've chatted. Like we've done some messaging over the socials and stuff, but never really getting it too deep about what's
Yeah.
going on because I was surprised when I stopped seeing on the Screws pods because
A lot of people said that, yeah.
because from my point of view, is you had a decent following, you had a great product, and it just kind of went away.
Yeah.
So let's go back.
Okay.
How did that all kind of come about? Because you got involved with Full Wedge, the pod went away,
Right.
and then I really started to see Full Wedge. Uh, in case you can't tell,
I like that. Thank you. Appreciate
uh,
that. Yeah.
um, I started
Wearing
to
the
see, I
LaFleur.
started to see Full Wedge around, and I'm like, well, Mack is involved in this. I'd really like to know how he got involved, how Full Wedge really started to become national, coast to coast, and I did see somebody on your socials wearing Full Wedge that maybe a lot of people know. You know who that is, right?
Who's that? Me?
No. Did I not see Max Domi wear this stuff like just not too long ago?
He's wearing. Yeah, he's the kit I've got on right now is our Max Domi
So so
capsule. So yeah.
let's go back, pal. So what else? What happened to where you were like, okay, I'm going to put the pod away and I'm going to go and jump into this Full Wedge kind of full time? Like, how did that whole dynamic start?
Yeah. So like it wasn't.
And just sorry to cut you off, pal, but this is
No,
just me and Mac. We're getting caught up now, so we haven't like physically chatted since the last pod we did, which was well over a year ago, maybe.
not long over a year ago because I was actually like putting together the studio at the time. So
Okay, okay,
it wasn't that. It was probably I wouldn't doubt it was probably September, maybe August last year.
okay.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, it's pretty crazy. So maybe it's my first like apology to everybody when I just dropped off the face of the earth. Brycer and I. So yeah, so like to take it back even further, episode 200 we had Andrew on. He's our founder at Full Wedge. So I'd known Andrew for a while though, like before then. We had some sponsorships on the pod. Like the pod was doing pretty good. Like we had, ones with some other golf companies, Manscaped, a couple other ones, and then we got talking a little bit more with Andrew at Full Wedge, and we started a sponsorship with them. I knew him, like we created a friendship. It was great through there, and it just kind of like spiraled. Eventually, things were going pretty good, I guess. So they did like the exclusive rights of our pod for the better part of like the last year. So the better part of probably episode 210 and onward. So I think we're around 240 or 250 or something like that. So again, every Friday, and we dropped off. So I'm sorry to anybody who's listening to this one who might have followed us back then. Back then it was like 8 months ago, but back then, yeah. So, but yeah. So the way it worked, my story is like I worked like in a government position for 18 years, 16 years, pretty much in the same position I was in, and like loved the job, loved like the people I worked with, like it was good. Um, Kind of got like a bit stale. We all kind of get into our careers, and it was maybe not what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. So I hadn't really thought much about it. Like, it's like I was thankful, had a good job, like paid well, and like allowed me to do the pod after hours. Um, in the early stages, I had a lot of like freedom to do things in the golf world because it was different than my work, pension and all of that stuff. So it was good. Like things were good for me. And then started like thinking about golf a little bit more. I played golf since I was a kid, so never like really good. Been good at times, but never like really good. But always loved the game. And then yeah, I went to the PGA show, um, in 2025, and then I was having a drink with Andrew, and we just decided I'd never go back to work. So that's that. So never went back to work. Just decided it was like, why not, right? Why not? Why
Well,
not?
again, if you
Why
can
not
put
do it?
yourself in a position where you do something you really enjoy, and your job is not technically work, it's something you like. That's
Brother, I haven't worked a day since. Like, and I mean that. Like, it's like I love the people I work with. Like, I love the things
so.
that we do every
What role
day.
did you take in full wedge, Mac?
So my role is it's we okay, so there's a group of us, and we all do a little bit of everything. So Andrew founded the company in 2018, kind of got it rolling in 2019. His now wife Elise kind of came on a little bit later. Nate was working with him at the time, Nate Frazier, who's not with Full Wedge anymore, but he's still involved with us in a different capacity. And one of Andrew's best friends. And yeah, after time, like his brother-in-law works at Full Wedge as well, Rich. So he's like my partner. I do probably the most amount of work with. We're both in sales, and Q or Quentin was hired right around the same time I was. I had been in for like a few weeks, kind of like, and I think Q kind of joined us around the same time. And then more recently, we hired Mark as well. So there's a couple like warehouse staff as well. So just a small group of like really hardworking people. But yeah, so my thing was like to kind of come in. Initially, it was to support sales, do sales, which is just I'm lucky that maybe it's something that comes fairly naturally to me. We're I don't know, man. Like if I'm selling golf stuff, I'm just talking to people about golf stuff. Like it's like like sure, like if you want to, if we're buying stuff, if we're doing stuff, and we can help people, that's like the idea, right? So, and then sort of like my past, I kind of like lead our operations, so that's sort of something that we do. But yet it's a collaborative thing. So we're all kind of have our piece in it. We have grown like exponentially even since I started, or even since I've like been in the full wedge world. It's grown exponentially. So we just acquired a new warehouse a couple months ago. It's been like a lot of work, but again, it doesn't feel like work when you're kind of like seeing your dreams, or like the dreams also of like your friends and what's become like your family. Um, when you see those dreams coming true or like coming to fruition or whatever that might look like, right?
Yeah. So I've noticed even out here in our area. So there's a golf course in our town that carries full wedge. When we went out and did the tour championship for the Alberta Golf Tour out in BC, we went to um, where did we go? Wildstone, St. Eugene, and Bootleg Gap, and two of those, you know, pristine courses had full wedge, which is where I got my gear at. I got two. I got two full wedge shirts, one from Bootleg and one from, I believe it was Wildstone, or maybe it was St. Eugene. Nope, I didn't get anything. So it would have had to been Wildstone and
Yeah. If Rich was here, Rich could chime in and let us know. Those would be his courses out there, so he'd be able to let us know which one he's
it
looking
was
for.
kind of
But
funny because I think I sent you a picture like
yeah,
last winter of because we do the sim league down at Cottonwood. It was our like original home course a few years ago, and I was like, geez, full wedge is here, and I know Mack is with full wedge. At the time, didn't really know the capacity you were in, but starting to see this stuff around, and I was like, it was always in my head that I got to get Mack on, and we got to talk about this, like
yeah.
how this all went down, and so how did you guys like when you started? Obviously, full wedge was an entity, but like over since you started, how have you seen that grow? Like the expansion across Canada or the golf courses across Canada that you've gotten in, like like how many courses are you in, and what kind of what's the next step, right?
Yeah, so like right now it's I don't know the numbers, like don't quote me on the numbers, but it's like definitely north of like well over 100 in Canada. Like I wish I knew like the numbers for you. We're just kind of like coming into that season right now where um we have like a lot of meetings set up over the next few weeks, Rich and I and Andrew as well, to kind of develop more relationships with some of these courses. And like we're really excited about it. It's been like the feedback has been great. We're we're really excited about it. It's like it's really really cool to see like all the hard work that goes in. Like I know it. Like I see how hard everybody works there every day, and to see like the feedback that we get and to hear the feedback like you're giving us right now, or even just like when we reach out or we're talking with other people or courses or whatever it is, and they're excited as much as we are. Yeah, so like I could definitely put together some numbers for you, but it's yeah, trying to look at probably in around 2 to 300 in North America right now. So
So
a couple sprinkled. Sorry.
you're in the states too.
Yeah, so a couple sprinkled in Ireland as well. There's like a handful in Ireland, and a good chunk. Like we have U.S. distribution in Tampa. So right now we um, just like brought on a couple, like a new person down in Tampa, Connor. So I should have mentioned him. I don't know if I mentioned everybody in the introduction earlier, but yeah, Connor's leading operations down there now, and we're looking to acquire a new space there to just help with some of the growth that we're seeing down there as well. Um, and yeah, like Florida, like we know Florida, that area is like it's a golf hotbed, right? So, um, yeah, we get down there. We're actually Rich and I were down there in Naples doing a tournament this year, which was kind of cool. Like that was a fun trip. Like I was down there for like 38 hours or something crazy. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I wish I had like more accurate numbers, but it's hard to give you numbers when we're getting more every day. So it's
And when you just impromptu say, hey, let's do this now.
yeah. Yeah,
Typical.
it's like yeah, it's somewhere like it's hopefully like really it's hard to put a number on something because like we don't just like see it as courses, like it's a cliche or whatever, but they're all like relationships, they're friends. We're all trying to like in the golf world, like we want to see business grow, right? It's like golf is in a good spot right now and we want to see business grow just as much as as much as we are, right? And like part of that is being able to like manage and create relationships, and that's like one thing that Rich and Andrew and I all do very well, and it's pretty impressive, man. Andrew's a young guy. He's still in his 20s, and to be able to see somebody like scale something like he has done with Full Wedge is it's something that like I'm excited to be behind for
It's
sure.
impressive, pal.
Yeah.
So I would go back to some of my past statements and philosophies on golf and the attire because, you know, rule number two is golf is expensive. And I once upon a time said that I would never, ever pay more than $40 for a golf shirt. It just
Right.
wouldn't happen. It just would not happen. Well, when I saw the first full wedge shirt, I was like, well, fine. I'm at this golf course. I need a souvenir. Full wedge is here, so I bought it. And I'll tell you, dude, and I'm not being a fanboy here or anything, and I'm not trying to give you props or pat you on the back, but it is the best fucking golf shirt I have ever worn,
I appreciate that, man. I
without a
appreciate
without
that.
a doubt.
Yeah.
When I put it on at home and was going to the golf course, both my wife and my daughter said that shirt is fabulous. They didn't know what it was, whether it was,
Yeah.
but they said that shirt is fabulous. That is like the best looking golf shirt I've ever seen. So then I went and got another one because
Yeah.
I mean they are literally fantastic shirts. This is the epitome of a golf shirt. It puts kind of everything else that I, the Walmart specials and the Costco specials to shame, right? Like, so how do you source the shirts themselves, Mac?
I can't tell you.
Oh, that sucks.
No, so it's a very like collaborative effort. It's led by Andrew and Mark right now, and they're um like all of the designs like that you've seen, all of like the efforts, like it kind of touches all six of us that are at Full Wedge. Like we all have an input in it. Like we have some stuff coming out that like might be something that like Elise led or that like Q led or had input in. Like the shirt I'm gonna be wearing tomorrow when I go to a course like is something that Rich, like it was inspired by Rich. We're creating a new line that like I had an idea for it and created like some mock-ups and stuff, and then that's gone through now, and so everybody there has like a part in everything, which is really great because as somebody who like if you're a fan of like the brand now or you like it, like all of the people there, like I know me, but you kind of get to know the other faces, and that's what we're trying to do more of, which is something that like it's really cool. We actually I should mention Denham, like he's our creative director, so he's not on with us full time, like he does all our videography, all our photography, all of our like creative, anything creative really is led by him. Super creative guy. Really like love spending time with him and just kind of seeing how he does his work. It's really impressive. But when we all like add a piece pretty much to every like shirt you're wearing or every hat or whatever it may be, right? So like I think on like this one, the smiley capsule, like I think I might have said something about the leather patch. We talked about like some of like the washed features, like the heavyweight stuff, like I definitely said like the raised embroidery here on like this heavy garment, like, and then like Rich is like, so these have like this specific hoodie has like a thick, like really heavyweight cuff on it. Like that was like Rich's little piece, or like not little piece, but piece to just like when you put it on, you kind of think like, okay, like this is like when you're looking at like the placket and stuff, like on that shirt, which is where we like bury all the buttons. It's like not a lot of companies do that, and it's like it's buried, so it's like seamless, and you can see like the design right across the front of the polo. The like we're putting call like logos in different places, like we're changing them and stuff. Like we're actually like moving away from like that black tag that's down there, so we can kind of move the brand to more of like a um more of like a I don't know exactly how to put it, but just like it's a higher end brand, so like the image can match the quality that you're wearing right now because a lot of people are putting them on feeling that quality, and we want to make sure that the image is matching that as well. Not that it hasn't in the past, but anything that we can do with our creative minds, the six of us or whatever it may be, or input from excuse me, other friends and family and stuff too is something that we're always taking into consideration, which is kind of cool. So a bit of a roundabout answer, but um, yeah, like anything that you see in our catalog, which we just released today, um, is something that like all of us have had an input in, right? So it's really cool, really cool.
So going back to where I got my first full wedge, it was actually part of the swag bag we got for the first event at on the Alberta Golf Tour.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So Leah, the president of the tour, she when she put a when we joined the tour, paid for a membership at the beginning, you had the option of getting a hoodie or getting a full wedge shirt. And I was like, well, if I'm getting a full, or I should, if I'm getting any of this, I'm going to get the full wedge shirt, and that's the one I've got. Just kind of,
Nice.
it's down
Yeah,
there.
we do.
So
We
when
do
I got
hoodies too. We do hoodies
when I
too.
got that, and I put it on and I wore it, and it was actually we were out in the season opening major at Copper Point out in Invermere, which is kind of just on the other side of the Alberta BC border. Um, and I was like, yeah, this is fabulous. So then when I had the opportunity to get one at Bootleg Gap, I was like, yeah, I'll get it. And there's one at Cottonwood here right now that's probably going to be the third one in the collection because I do have gift cards for down there. But
Nice.
that's besides the point. I think I'd rather spend it on a full wedge shirt and down there than golf, anyways.
Well, I don't know. We'll get you a fourth or a fifth or we'll get you something out of
I
them.
know you're going to look after me.
I don't want to be taking the mulligan or the 36 a day hat off you, but
That probably, pal,
Mike,
won't happen.
I don't know if Mikey would love that. So we'll find something though. We'll find something
Again,
that
we're still here, and I think this is, uh, God, what did we start this in 2021? I think we started with Mike Johnny 2022, maybe. So yeah, it's been 3 years. I don't think that's
yeah,
time soon. Me and Chris still like we did all of our tour events on the Alberta Golf Tour this year. Both of us, both of us had the 36 a day hats every time, and
yeah.
that's just
I
something
love Mike. We did a pod, the three of us
you
together,
bet we
Mike.
did. You bet we did.
Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah.
We might have to get you in as a guest host sometime down, in the future. See if we can get you back into the podcast field.
It's I've said this a few times recently. It's coming back. So some things are like in the works right now. So it's definitely gonna come back. It's just it's really busy, right? Like it's I keep saying that. Like I've had this question. I've actually had the question maybe like half a dozen times in the last few weeks, which is what's been making me think about it a bit more. A few people have reached out and been like, all right, like we're kind of following along like with the full wedge now, like what's going on with the pod and it's definitely coming back. As we were into the end of like 2024, we were trying to like elevate the way the pod was, trying to do like more live pods and when I say live, like more in person, like
Yeah.
more a little bit more traveling and stuff involved. So it was getting, quite busy and extensive and we were looking at taking on like an editor and a couple things to kind of grow that and it came to like a screeching halt when
Well,
you know
that's kind of what I thought. Like, because
yeah
remember the pod you did with Jerry Carey? That was kind of like in person, and
yeah
that's fabulous. I really enjoyed that, right? And
yeah
um, I was like, yeah, that's like the next level for these guys. That's where On the Screws is going, and you could see how it was kind of elevating itself, and you were elevating it to that point. So when it kind of disappeared, I was kind of like, geez, you're just getting there, and then you kind of pivot away from it. But I kind of
it was yeah so like
I understood why, right? But
yeah
but you were like right there at that next kind of pivot,
well
and
and
pivot
I
off,
think
right?
that's a contribution to like why I had the career shift, right? So like that right there is why my career is where it is now and I say career but it's like I don't know, man. I just work in golf. I just work there. So, but yeah, it's like I think all of that hard work and that effort has led, to where I've been able to go and like, give me that kind of that connection with Full Wedge and essentially like, become family there and like um yeah, without that hard work, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now. I'd be, still just a government 9 to 5 or whatever it is, right? So I'm really thankful for that. It's really special, but like you know how it is, man. Behind the scenes, like especially starting to do those live pods, like those in-person pods, there was travel involved, there was costs. And so when I say travel, like, I could give you the rundown of like what say a pod would look like there. Like say that one with Jerry Carey, like it was the RBC Canadian Open week. I was traveling there, it was a couple hours away, staying there, like staying on site, doing media for the week or whatever it was. And like, so this would be like me taking vacation from like my job, using a vacation week to then go to like the Canadian Open, stay overnight, get an Airbnb, hotel, whatever it is, stay multiple nights, record a podcast. So like, say an hour to set up. We were doing at the end of that, we were doing four cameras for different angles, two mics, backup mics, um, two light, four lights, and some mic stands, all of that stuff, like lighting, like actual lighting, like getting to actually getting once I got real lighting, I was like, man, this is getting kind of serious, right? But yeah, and so setting all that stuff up would take like an hour and a half, hour and a half. You do the pod, you take it all down, you travel back, pack it all up. I got to a pretty good system where I got it into like one bag. And then you start editing, right? So then you rip through an edit. It could take me 20 hours to edit a pod in a week. So like, if we're doing an in-person pod, we're looking at 25 hours like in a week. I was working 50 to 60 hours a week and then doing that. I have a little guy, he just turned 4. So like there were so many nights, man, where I'd usually get up at like 5 for work, and sometimes I'd go to bed at 3 a.m. And like I loved it though. Like I loved it. Like it was hard work, but we got to the point where we got that streak going where we were getting to like 200 plus episodes, whatever it was, and it was just it was a lot. So then like right before the PGA show, I had recorded a couple in-person pods and then went to the PGA show, recorded 4 down there. And so my life like turned upside down, and I'd apologize to like 5 or 6 guests because like I just had no time. Like once I started here, like training here, like it was like learning a bunch of like new things, and so I still have footage from like 6 pods. I think 5 or 6 that were unreleased. So yeah, definitely that sucked. But and
Yeah.
I felt like I like let people down. So I had like a couple like really good episodes with AIM Golf Academy and Hansberger and Roy Blackleroy, Mike Martisevich, Gene from iRange, Putt Aim. I think one more in there too, and they were all unreleased. So here's my public apology in front of my light here, but yeah. So
I
I
get it
still,
though, Max. So
yeah,
you talk about like we've had a really good streak here now of dropping one every week. We started with Mondays and then we moved to Tuesdays just to give us that Monday. Again, same thing.
yeah,
You record one on Sunday, and it's like you want to get it out Monday. It's like, well, let's give us the next day, right? Like let's
yeah. You guys are grinding, man. You
right.
guys,
And uh,
yeah,
but to say it though, like when we were at episode 90, 94, 95, I actually said to Chris, I said, I think I'm putting this to bed, right? I think we were doing the tour golf, right? And
yeah,
we were again same thing, traveling a little bit. Chris was traveling a little bit, and I was traveling a little bit. The golf was so fun though, Mac. Like
yeah,
I'm hooked. I'm hooked on competitive golf, and I'm hooked on travel golf. So this year was kind of for me personally. I was kind of a little reserved because my wife actually went to school in BC for a year, and
okay,
and so it kind of limited what I could do. We'll say this year when she got done school, because again, one income kind of really nerfs what you can do, right? So I think I only got six. I personally, I think I got six events in on the tour this year. I got three in last year. I am doing a shit ton more next year. Like we can't
Nice.
wait to see the schedule so that we can start prepping this for where we go. Like you know, new courses and old courses that we played before. Like the second trip we made to Mickelson this year, Chris won the sea flight, which kind of sucks for me. But again, I got to give him props. So you got a W on tour, right? So
Are you in the sea flight as well?
yes, I am a bona fide sea flighter. Now he had dropped down to the sea flight because he was playing in the B.
Oh, sandbagger. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you tell
Yeah.
me.
He's
But
not here to defend himself, man.
oh no, he's not. He's playing. Yeah, he totally got like blackballed from this pod because and I'll blame that on you that you wanted it done so quick that we couldn't set it up and have him here. But like I was going to put this pod to bed too, and Chris was the one. Chris surprisingly said, "Well, we at least got to get to 100."
Yeah.
It's like we're right there. And I was like, okay, make it work to get to 100, and then after the 100, it kind of became a little easier. Again, when like we're golfing a lot, and me and Chris, we do a lot of pods where it's just us talking about our golf.
Yeah.
Then we throw in the odd guest pod, and now that the season's winding down for us golf wise, I do have guests set up to do more pods, and we've become the impromptu Alberta Golf Tour pod where we have Leon talking about the tour. We did the season prep at the beginning of the year. We did the season wrap up just recently, and we know we'll do a season prep for next year when the schedule comes out. We'll go through it, and I
Do you find like the players that play there like that? Like they like to kind of get all the info through you guys?
it, they have the tour itself. Like when the tour found out that we did this, um, our interactions went way up.
Oh, that's great. That's
So
great.
it was good for the tour. Um,
Yeah.
like, because again, even last year when we did three events on the tour and we were talking about it, Leah had some like great turnouts this year, like broke records for the tour this year, and I take a lot of credit for that and pumping up the tour here on the pod and letting everybody know about how cool it is, right? I give myself a pat on the back for that in helping increase the numbers. Leah may not, but I do. Um, but it's
I'll give it to you if you want, Alvin.
thanks,
Sure.
Bob. Thanks, Bob.
Yeah.
I always knew you'd have my back.
Yeah.
That's a no-brainer. But um, I have guests set up for you know, at least a half a dozen that I haven't even really tried. But it's like,
Yeah.
you know, if you guys, it's that whole, if you ever want to come on the pod, just drop me a line, right? And we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
And then you have people, and the more we do it too, Mac,
Yeah.
the more people get a little recognition. It's like, oh yeah, I know those guys. Or I've seen those guys around and their stuff around. And that becomes a little easier too, then, right?
Yeah, like I found we had that same there was a shift. I couldn't tell you exactly when, but like I remember there was this point that like I'm gonna guess we're around episode like 100 or something. And I remember talking to somebody and booking a pod 10 weeks out. I'm pretty sure we were 10 weeks out. It might have even been 14 weeks out. And I was like, yeah, like sure, like we do once a week or whatever. And I was like, we've got like this date available. And I remember them being like, oh, like that's a ways away or whatever, right? And I was kind of hoping, I'm trying to think of I think it was like somebody that was like releasing a product. I'm trying to think of if it was like a brand or something like that. It's escaping me now, but so I was like, yeah, like we throw you on there, or we can always like chat, like if somebody has to back out or something, which happens sometimes, and and then I remember like after that point, because I was like contacting people, like chatting, and it was like super great because like we just make friends and then be like, all right, like let's have a chat. It was easy, and then like I didn't book anybody else ever again. Like it was just like just through people being like, all right, like can I come on, and we would just kind of like get it rolling, and like so the validity of that, like that felt great having like people be interested in coming on, and then like I felt that it took kind of a job away that was like kind of difficult at times. I felt like it was hard. Like it's hard. It was
One
hard.
of the hardest things I
Yeah.
find, Mac, is actually locking down the time we're going to talk.
Yeah.
Like, because I don't like to do things too far out in advance. Like, I won't get people kind of lined up until we're like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe 3 weeks
Right.
as long as we're out, right? And it was kind of like after we did episode 100 for myself personally, like when it comes to talking about the pot, it actually became easier because
Yeah.
if I didn't have a guest, me and Chris would just talk about our golf. And
Yeah.
that's going to kind of be the way it works is, we'll have guests on and, because there's a couple that, I really want to talk to and they've said they've come on and I can't wait for that. Um, but if we're, if the schedules don't align, like we'll always have a pod for Tuesday,
Yeah.
right? So my anxiety of locking down a guest and having a pod on tap, it's kind of gone now. Like I don't have that anxiety at all, right? It just
Yeah. It's nice to just like have a fallback, but like I just had Bryce, right? So like we're just gonna talk to Bryce. No, I'm just kidding. I love Bryce, man. I miss like being able to chat with him like each week, and like that was like obviously tough too because like we both look forward to like we're an episodic like a guest based episodic pod. So like each week we would have a guest. Very few did we do like a pod with just him and I. We would do like catch up ones, and it's funny too because like we would do them. People would be like, "Oh, I love that one." Like I love like hearing you guys like chat and banter and stuff. Um, but yeah, I just found like whatever that switch was or that time that people started like to kind of catch or be interested or just become viewers themselves or whatever it was or listeners and even to me like that still sounds weird to say. It's like when people talk about like, oh, I have this many followers, I find that to be like kind of cringy or whatever, but like we just like made friends and then like we would have conversations and it just became like really like organic and like man, we made so many friends that like friends that I still have to this day through the pod that like it like helped their businesses and like it helped like their brand or whatever it is and like that's cool. That's cool because like we just genuinely enjoyed the chat, man. Like it wasn't obviously like it got to the point where like there were some like expenses and those types of things, which I'm sure you guys are starting to feel as well. But
we
you
thought
know,
we thought about doing that too. It will happen sometime, like where we go and do a on scene pod.
yeah,
But truthfully, like I haven't really put a lot of money into like getting the gear. I actually just it's kind of funny, but I just bought two brand new mics today, like through Amazon, just to upgrade the mic quality. I'm like, okay, well you're there now, Al. You may as well upgrade the mics, right? And
yeah.
I'm
It does
still
it
using ring
does make
mics,
a
right?
huge
Like, you know what I
difference.
mean? Like, but I do, and because we're kind of in this AGT circle here now, like going to one of these nice golf courses and sitting down with Lee and doing a pod there
Yeah.
is not off the table, right? So I'd like to be able to have the gear to be able to go and do that, but not have I don't want four cameras, four different fucking angles, or
Well, I got some
I just
I
want
got some
like
gear. I got some gear for sale if you
you know what I mean?
if you need it. But like
I
that's why
just
I said
want
I
to set
feel
up.
bad. I'm like I'm on
I just
like my
want to,
phone mic. Like yeah,
yeah, I know. I'm like, where the fuck is this studio that you were working on last time we chatted? Like, did that?
yeah. It's gone now, man. It's gone. It's just like it's just it's vanished. There's yeah. It's everything's packed up in a bag. But it's that's why said I feel bad. I'm like plugging in like Gen 3 AirPods that you can't hear anything through and like I talking to you through my phone mic and I got like thousands of dollars worth of microphones upstairs, but it's like, you know, um,
Such is the scene, though,
yeah.
right? Like, it, you say you're going to bring the pod back, but when you bring the pod back, I think you'll probably start better this time than you started when you first started your original pod. You know what I
Oh
mean?
man, for sure. Like
You
I
know what I mean?
remember,
It'll be a different level when you start again, right?
yeah, so like the idea would be I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. So like it'll be better than when I first started, man. Some of the first pods I ever recorded, like the audio would drop halfway through and then it'd pick up just like the mic. I don't know, man. Some of it was so bad. Like I remember the first like seven or so were just awful. The audio cable would slip out. It would just be terrible. Um, and then like I learned, putting in like research and whatnot, like audio is always king with a podcast, right? So like the video is one thing, but even as we start to get like some like listeners or people checking out it on YouTube, like even my buddy was like, "Oh, I just like put it on the TV and I like go like listen to it. I don't like nobody's watching me or Bryce. Like it wasn't like we're not trying to watch us, right?" So then when we started doing the in person pods, like you start to be able to generate content from that. So that was a little bit different. So we tried to like work on like some of the different cameras and whatnot. Um, so I think the idea when we bring it back will be to like elevate it a little bit, maybe not as regular, which is really hard for me to do, but probably not as regular. It would only be live podcasts. So like depending on whoever it is, like I would just like get the gear and fly there, drive there, whatever it is. That would be the idea of it. And to try to do like a feature. Um, but you know how I am. Like I don't necessarily like care who the guest is. I just want to like be able to tell a story, right? So like what I and it was my belief, like right from episode one, like when we started up, the idea was to just like be able to tell a story. And if people wanted to tune in, like that was great. Um, I just love to hear like people's stories, man. That's kind of what built it. That's what gave it such longevity. It was all organic. It was never like for anything gear or money or anything like that. Often when we like got stuff, like when brands or whatever it may have been were kind enough to give us something, which was incredibly generous, we would just give it away to like listeners, right? So like um it was always kind of great to have that mindset, and like I wouldn't change that. Like when we bring it back, the idea would be to keep it like that, I guess, like motto or whatever you want to call it, like that idea of the pod to be the exact same for
Yeah,
sure.
100%. Because I we still like some of the people we've had on the pod, and whether it's a brand or somebody in golf, like I still chat with like through the socials, right? Like I look at when you talk about followers and stuff. I look at what we have for for people who check out what we do, but the people who check out what we do are people we communicate with.
Right.
And it's like, if somebody's checking out Mulligans and Hackers, well, they're talking to Alvin or they're talking to Chris. Mulligans and Hackers is just kind of the umbrella thing, right?
Yeah.
People we've had on the pod. I mean, I chatted with people today, yesterday, the day before. Like,
Yeah.
it's that's kind of the bonus, I guess, of doing this. And I never thought I would be doing this even like same thing. Like when we started the first seven or so was just me and Chris, really just learning how to learning how to record and get shit on up. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we all have to start somewhere, and
Yeah, man. It was like it was
there's
probably
never really
pretty bad, and like I
you
can
might say
say
there's
that.
there's a manual, but nobody
Yeah.
else reading the manual. You just plug and play and then I mean, me and Chris recorded an entire podcast and never hit record. Right?
Yeah.
We've done that. So those are the trials and errors that you go through, right? It's like, are you kidding me? It's like, yeah, I don't think I
Man,
can record, pal.
I remember I had two guests set up back to back. I was doing them solo. I know Bryce wasn't on for these ones. So I like do the first podcast and so I like have my headphones like linked into my mic. I can like hear everything. And so everything sounds good. So I'm like, good, okay, go into the second one, record that episode. Then I like go to play the first one. I'm like editing it, and the sound drops. It's like 7 minutes in or something like that. And I was like, what happened here? So I'm like trying to like recover all the sound. And then I go to the second pod, no sound. And it was my mic. My mic just like kaput well, not even halfway, just a few minutes into the first one. and they were both great. It was I'm pretty sure it was Kylie Puttycombe, so the ladies tees, and Corey Moffat, I think, and they were great. We did it again. It was awesome. It was perfect. Luckily, it was two ladies because they were like way nicer about it than a couple just golf bros or whatever. But it was great. Like they were awesome about it, and yeah, it was really nice to like even chat with them again and kind of go over some of the stuff or whatever. But those things happen, man. Alvin, you guys have like 150 episodes, right?
No, we just dropped 125.
What's been your favorite one so far?
I'm not going to say that.
So people ask me that all the time. Like I get that question all the time from like off air. People be like, "Oh, what's like your favorite one that you've done?" Or like, "What's your biggest one that you've done?" And it was always like so hard to answer because like we
Well, I
had
mean,
done.
you can go through the catalog and find out, we'll say, generally who the highest profile person you've had on. I mean,
Yeah,
we had a PGA Champions guy on, right? So when you look at profile, probably the biggest profile, but anybody, truth like Matt, come on, like we have. This is just still a pretty small podcast, but a very very intimate small podcast, and anybody who takes the time to come and sit and chat is the best, right?
that's kind of like that's if anything that was like the answer I was looking for. So because people would always say this to me like, "Oh, like what's your favorite one?" Or like, "What was like the best one you ever did?" And like it's like really hard to answer that question because you like make friends with everybody, right?
Yeah, we
And like
do a podcast. Why would you keyhole yourself and say, oh, this was my favorite, so this is the stuff that you're geared towards? Well, no, not really. Same thing. I like to
yeah,
talk to people about brands. I like to talk to people about their golf, and I like to talk to people about golf in general because
yeah,
I don't know anything about the sport. I still don't know anything about the sport, if that makes sense. Like I've been doing this, like I only got involved in golf in 2021, so I still like I'm not a lifer. There's so much
yeah.
I don't know. Like we had to do a rules test to qualify for the tour this year, like a level one rules test. Okay, and I've never told this. I'm going to give you an exclusive. Okay, an exclusive. It may get me in trouble on tour, but I'll deal with that down the road. But you had to do a rules test, and I'm terrible at golf rules. I took the test twice and failed. I got my wife to take it. She's never played golf in her life, and she passed it the first time. So that's how I got my rule
And
qualification.
you have the tour director on, yeah.
What's that?
You have the tour. We're gonna clip this because you had the tour director on last week or whatever it was.
Yes,
But
yeah,
yeah,
and Leah's fabulous. Like again, a great pres. She has built this Alberta Golf Tour thing up. It actually is a descendant from the national tour they used to have, and it kind of fell apart. But she didn't want to let it fall apart, so she kept it going out here. And she's been doing it. Like the Alberta Golf Tour has been around for 13 years,
yeah,
and this year she broke records. Right, so it's a testament to her perseverance and to what she does. And the court,
yeah.
she has great connections in the golf world, Canada wide, we'll say. And yeah, so yeah, I'll probably hear about that. But
You'll be all right.
I have my certificate with my name on it, and
Too late now. It's too late
yeah, it's too
now.
late. I played 6 events after I got my rule level one rule. So, and
I
I still have to ask on the course, what's the ruling here? I get it. Same thing, Matt. People who've played golf since they were really young, they've been in all these scenarios and they know what the rules are. Well,
yeah,
I haven't been in all these scenarios, and I need to know what the rules are, right?
yeah. It's like there's so many rules in golf, man. There is like hundreds of rules, and some of them are like super old. Some of them don't make any sense. But it's just like I don't know. There's a lot of fun with the history of the game too, right? So it's like one of the most respected sports that there is, right? So, but it's just kind of cool, man. Like, have you guys thought about doing like traveling to do any pods? Or like I know you said you might do like some of the courses because
Yeah, again, it's in my head, Mac, to do a travel like when we're out somewhere.
yeah,
But same thing, like if I'm going to play golf, this is one of the things. But like, I just started to drop some on the course videos on our YouTube channel again, shorts, and play a hole with me stuff, right? But I find when I go to the golf course, I don't want to be bothered with that shit. I'm at the golf course to play, right? Like I want to go home and focus on my game and
Yeah.
right because I want to get better at the game. But you still have to kind of go, well, you know, do you want content? Do you not want content? Do you know, and
Yeah.
you know, it's a catch 22. It's like I want to do it because I have this whole social thing that we do. That's fun for us, and it's still fun, right? So you have a YouTube channel, you do a podcast, so you need to put stuff on the YouTube channel other than just pods, right? But then when I get to the golf course, it's like I don't take the phone out. It's fucking, you know,
Yeah.
I tee off and I'm looking. I'm where am I? I'm focused on my second shot, right? I'm not focused on where's the camera, right?
That's why I kind of found the same thing. Like I found it hard to like go and play golf and try to like generate content through that. There's so many people like Mac Boucher and like those people that are doing it very well. Um, I like found like for instance, the first in-person pod I did, man, I got up at like 1 in the morning, drove to New Jersey, which is like
Oh
a
yeah, I remember that one.
9 hour drive. It was with Tyler Lowy, who is like I think the only person that hand mills custom putters in the world. I have two. It's incredible. Like he's genuinely like one of the most talented people in the golf space, and like I go and like we had him on before. We had him on like for um just like a remote pod before. I go down there. I talk to him quite a bit. I'd like drive down, get down there, like no sleep. And man, it was like meeting like my brother. Like it was like we were best friends for years, man. Like his kids are there, Sammy and Heidi, and like Emily, like his wife, like just like we went like grabbed some donuts or whatever, went out, like did a little bit of content like in the barn where he has a shop. Like, dude, it was like the best thing ever. It was like that's where I think I fell in love with like I'd already loved having like interactions with new people each week and like connecting with them, but like being able to like tell a story there, I wish I had more of like, a production that I could have like put on or whatever it was at that time. But we went golfing at his course. I don't even think I posted like a photo there. Like I remember like draining like a 25-foot birdie putt with a brand new putter I just picked up from his shop. Then we like went back, like went to this pizza joint where he lives, and then I stayed at his place, man. I like stayed at his house and like hung out. Next day we went for dinner. Like it was just like really cool. And I feel like so when I say about like the idea of like when we bring the pod back where it'll go, like I want more experiences like that, but I want to be able to share the story a little bit better than maybe I was able to then. Um, just based on like simply like money, right? And finances and like it's hard to like have a production that I can like but I'd love to be able to do that and like share those types of things. It's like it's so cool and like being able to like I don't know, just being able to like make friends, generate friends, and then become lifelong friends with people that you just like met in the golf space, and like it has nothing to do with golf at that point. You just like that's just the common denominator, right? It's so cool. So cool.
You were our first ever guest.
Was that?
You were number one. You were the first guest we ever had on the pod.
That's so funny, man. That's so what do you have
like
me?
like
Yeah, me on as a guest. Come on,
yeah,
man.
you were the
Yeah.
first one. You were, but again, we weren't into that sphere at the time. Like we were still just talking about our game and how like we were.
I think I kind of remember that, and we were talking about like Instagram, and then I think we were talking about like some of the programs and like how to get the pod going.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then I'm sure I probably talked you into one. I was like, why don't we just click the record and like make an episode? That's probably how it came up. Like
yeah, and
literally. Yeah.
so like you were our first guest, and I think we did that first. We'll say because we used to do season one, then we would do guest,
Right.
right? And I think we did three that first year. You were the first one. Then I think we had Mike Johnny on and Carrie from Red Rooster Golf. I believe that was our first three for like season one of guest pods. and then kind of grew from there. And
That's cool though. It's like it is
but
nice to
that's the
like
thing though, Mac. Like you
yeah.
were our first one, and here we are, like years later, and we still chat, we still bullshit, and you still
Yeah.
come on the pod.
That's funny, man. That's like such a I kind of remember us like having that conversation
Yeah,
and talking about like, what program to use and like different things and like how do you record and like
good. I
yeah.
was because again, we were just learning, and you were already in the sphere, so of course I was going to pick your brain about it,
I
right?
feel like I probably didn't even really. I was like, we are like the blind leading the blind at that point, just doing our best with it. But it's fun. It's like really, it's something that I think a lot of people like at especially at that time were like interested in consuming. Like you know, um, I remember I heard it somewhere, and I was like, a podcaster called himself like an audio portrait artist or something like that, something ridiculous like that. And I was just like, I guess that kind of makes sense. It's like an audio based like form of art, and then just being able to have like different conversations with people and like different intellectuals and like I don't know, it just became less and less about golf and more about like friends and like, creating like our own like little hub or community of like, chatting with people about different things. Like, I remember talking with like cousin Clubs, who's like, a cancer survivor now, testicular cancer survivor, and like talking a little bit and like we haven't shared that story, but I know his video was just he posted a video on it. Um, which was really well done. And like, when I said like chat with Loey about kind of going down there and like learning how somebody hand mills putters, like that's the most bizarre thing ever. It like looks like it's a Scotty Cameron, but some guy does it by hand on a Bridgeport. I've seen it live. I carved out one of somebody like I turned the mill on somebody's putter. It's pretty cool. I have some trades background, so I didn't absolutely destroy anything, so don't worry about it. But yeah, and like I remember talking with Monica Living, who's like the number one ranked female long driver in the world. And we got talking about like when they released a bunch of wolves in Colorado and stuff. It's just so random, but it's like, yeah, it's cool. Sometimes
It
it's
is cool.
golf, sometimes it's not. And like it's kind of brought me all over North America. I haven't really not all over North America, but to a bunch of different spots. Like, been down like New York way and like, been out west, like went to Victoria, played out there with Lucas Noni at Bear Mountain, which is where like you see all of Mac stuff's posted, and like it's just I don't know, man. It's really cool, really cool to be able to like just kind of chat and meet all the new people through the space, and I like that you guys have kept it going, man. Somebody had to do it. Glad it was you guys.
Yeah, and it's been a blast, dude. And now I wouldn't. We're in that spot. I'm in that funky spot where I don't really want to put it away, and I don't think I.
Yeah.
And as long as me and Chris can still talk about our golf, and there's people interested in coming and jumping on and having a chat with us, we're just going to do it. And um, we're going to have a couple of return people come on the pod over the winter
Those
months.
are fun, man. Those are fun. I think
The again, so to go back, like when we started, like when I used to have guests on, I would have a list of questions. You don't know you don't know where you're doing, right? It's like
yeah.
you want to make sure that content is going and things are flowing and you're getting the information. And I think that lasted probably 3 guest episodes, and I was like, fuck, I don't want to do
Oh man, I used to
just
do the
talk,
same.
man,
I think
just talk.
I
Because
think I thank
it's just two dudes,
Brycer.
right? It's just two dudes,
Yeah.
or a guy and a girl talking about because after that, when it comes to like having guests on and being the host, and I'm the host of this pod, is but what do you want to get out of these people? You
Yeah.
want to know what their golf background is. You want to know why they're in golf, what they do in golf, what they get out of golf. So just ask the questions and
Yeah.
get that out of them, right? And when I started going down that route, the anxiety went away. It's just you look through their socials and go, oh, okay, this is interesting. I want to talk about that, right?
Yeah.
And it just became a lot easier to talk to people. Because again, this is way outside of my comfort zone. It used to be. It's not anymore. Um, I find it now way easier to talk to people. Even when I go and play competitive golf on the tour,
Yeah.
um, it's like a couple of years ago, I wouldn't even play with anybody I didn't know because
Right.
I didn't want them to see my game. I didn't want to embarrass myself. I didn't want to piss people off because I played shitty. But then when I went and started doing this tour stuff, and you know, when you're having a shitty round in a tournament, you can't go home. You have to finish it out, right? And I mean, I've had some pretty bad experiences on golf courses where you're taking a 10 or 11 on a hole and you're playing on tour. So after that, well, what the hell does it matter?
We've all been there, man.
Right?
Yeah, we've all been there.
You know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah.
when we did the tour, and I mentioned it a couple times on the last few pods, when we did the tour championship, it's a 4 day tournament, 3 different courses out on the BC side of the border. And they're fabulous courses, Mac. Like mountain
Yeah.
courses, it's what an experience. And if you've listened to the pod about us talking about it, I mean, I was it was one of the best experiences I've had since I've been in Alberta. Not just in golf, but in general since I've been here for like 30 plus years. It's one of the best experiences I ever had. And on day one at Wildstone, I shot 104. I'm out.
Okay.
I'm out of the tournament
Yeah.
because the guy that eventually won, he shot a 73.
Probably only going up from there. Yeah.
Right? So you can't go home. You got 3 more rounds of golf to play. Well, what do? Well, you just go play.
Yeah.
And when I came home, when I came back from that tour championship, dude, my mindset on the game of golf was totally turned.
Oh, it's like I've said that so many times, man. Like you can like now like so I've been to like 80 courses this year. I've played 4 rounds of golf. Like I have not played any golf this year and it's like it's kind of hard.
I was going to ask you
That's
about your golf, but it looks like
golf's
that'd be a
a
very short conversation about your golf this year.
very short. Yeah, I played Mill Run, Coppenwood, Mill Run again. I played at a spot with some of my buddies. I don't remember what it was, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's it, man. That's it. So Cottonwood was nice. I almost watched 2 hole-in-ones that day. So I had like a couple good shots, and like that's all I care about, man. I remember a couple good shots, and like it's just fun. Got to play with good company, and yeah, just had fun. But next year, gonna try and play a little bit more. Hopefully, maybe get a couple in before the end of the year if I can. But the game's in a dark place, man. It's not good, Alvin. It's not good, but that's okay. I have a fun time while I'm out there. But it's just how golf is. It's like I might go out next time and shoot 75 and be like, oh man, maybe I should play less golf. I don't know. Like, or I could go shoot 104 and be like, all right, like this is my
I actually,
fault. And
I actually
I don't
came
play
to
any golf.
I always thought my game was better than it was, and that's a very bad place to be in.
That's a problem. That's a
Right? That's
problem in
that's a
golf. Yeah.
problem.
You
But
should
when I
not have that mindset. Yeah.
but when I
Yeah.
came when I came home, I was like, instead of thinking that I'm a low 80s, mid 80s guy, right, all the time. Well, I'm a mid 80s, high 80s guy, right? And
Yeah.
sometimes,
You shouldn't think about numbers in golf. It'll get
right?
you. Yeah.
And like since we've been back and we've played a bunch of golf and played in the club championship and stuff like that, and it's like whatever I shoot, just I won't say it doesn't bother me, but it's like, well, you could have done better, but take the good
Yeah.
and just move on. Like it definitely put me in a different frame of mind when it comes to like playing golf. Like I don't think I've had an angry episode since I've been back, and I've played some shitty golf since I've been back. But I played
Man,
some
just think
I
about
played
it
some
this
good
way.
stuff too, though, right? Like I think I had 3 birdies in a row. I've never done that before, right?
That's awesome.
So
That's
you know what I
actually
mean?
pretty
Like
impressive.
you know,
I would not have expected that from you.
you know what I
So
mean? Like
there you
that's
go.
not my game though. Like I might get a birdie around or a birdie on a weekend, like that, but every now and then I'll throw down like a 3 over 9, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, there you go. And it was kind of funny because played this weekend. I played with, so I have a guy who does my grips on the clubs, and this is part of, I was going to get into this too, Mac, is like for me, what growing in the game and what comes next, and I'm excited for what comes next, not just in what we do here at the pod, but like the golf game itself. I'm going to go see our friend Bob, and I'm going to get fitted for clubs this year, right? Chris has already gone through this process, and I see how it benefits his game, right?
Right.
He went from starting in the D flight last year to competing in the B flight this year, You know, I see his game a lot because we play golf all the time together,
Yeah.
and I see his game like, yeah, he doesn't play, he doesn't hit a driver, he doesn't need to hit a driver, right? He just went and got 3 and a 4 iron, and that's what he uses off the tee box. So, but I'm going to go get fitted for clubs this year, so I'm excited about that
Yeah.
because I want to go through that process. I want to talk about that process on the pod. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to talk about those things, and that's exciting. And we're going to go play Sim League again this winter because we played it last winter, and it was fun, right? And I think it's going to be more fun this year because I'm not going to go into it with this crazy expectation that I'm going to shoot. I'm going to be like a single digit handicap type thing, right?
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. So I'm excited to see that fucking schedule for next year out for the tour, right? Travel golf, man. We go play golf courses that I never thought I would be on, right? Like you get to play on private courses and stuff like that out here, and that's cool, right? Because you walk onto these courses and it's like
Yeah. Mickelson looks pretty cool, man. Mickelson looks
um,
cool.
yeah, that's. We were asked what like our favorite courses was, and you know, it's the first course on tour that we've repeated.
Okay.
Like that was the first one we've done twice now on tour, and that's a different place, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I
Special
that is
spot.
that is my place. Like I love that place. That's my favorite place on tour. I've played 4 rounds there now, and both my practice rounds have been better than both of my tour rounds. But
That's tournament golf, man. So somebody once said this to me, because like you talk about like numbers and stuff like that in golf, and you say like, oh, it could be better or whatever. So I think Jim Furyk once shot 58. He's the only guy to shoot 58, I believe. I'm pretty sure. I don't think anybody shot 58 this year. A bunch of people shot 59. Jake Knapp, a couple of those guys. So unless you shoot 58, it can always get better, man. You're never shooting 58.
yeah, exactly.
Not in 18 holes anyway. Maybe on the front nine, but not in 18 holes. So I don't know. I heard that like pretty young because I used to like worry about like, your whatever it is, wherever your game is. You're like, oh, I shot 73, like could have been 70, or you shot 85, could have been 81, or what. It's like it's all like you want to get better, but it's like, are you getting better at the game, or is the number getting lower, or whatever? They don't always reflect the same, right? So
Exactly. I mean, I look at
yeah,
my game over this past year. I've never had a problem getting off the tee box. I just wish I had a little more length off the tee box.
yeah,
Again, that's you can work on that, and I have been working on that. And I did get more yardage off the tee box this year than I had the year before because I started going to the gym over the winter, last
I
winter,
saw that.
and but my putting has gotten a lot better. Like it's probably the part of my game that's gotten better the most this year was is my putting.
Yeah, the more you
Not,
play, the more like your putting is going to get better. Your
not
stroke
such a
game.
liability anymore, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
I do still 3 putt a lot. Not a lot. I 3 putt from 3 putt territory, if that makes sense. You know, if I
yeah. I don't know what three putting's like, man. No idea. No idea. Never known it. Never known it. All I can do is roll a putter now. I'd be like, yeah. I can't get off a tee. Can't hit long irons anymore. I don't know. Whatever. I can putt it though. I'm a great scramble partner.
well,
I
that's
can roll it.
Like Chris's putting. I mean, fuck, that's how the guy scores so well. Like he got down to he's stayed in single digit handicap now. He's there, and I think he'll be there for a while. And dude, it's his putting. I mean,
Yeah, it's putting, man.
we
It's
play,
usually like, yeah,
we get to play with a bunch of different people at our course now that we've never played with, right? Like, and some guys who we've gotten to play 2 or 3, half a dozen rounds with that we've never played with before, and that'll be there. Like, dude, do you miss from inside of 8 feet? Like, and Chris is like, no, not really, right? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
if he's 60 feet away, he's just got to get it within a 10 foot circle, and it's 95% he's going to make that next putt, right? So,
That's wild, man. That's some wild statistics. We might have to come back to that, Alvin. I don't know about that.
no,
That's
man. But that's the thing. Everybody says like, your putting
yeah,
is next, and Chris's putting is next level, and that's why
yeah,
he scores the way he does, right?
yeah. It definitely helps close the gap of like being a single digit to a double digit handicap. Like if you can get your putts down around like, 30, 31, 30, like those things are going to help, right? Like but if you're going out rolling 40 putts around, it's like you're probably not breaking 80. You're definitely not breaking 80. It's not going to happen. So it's just, I don't know. The more you play golf, the more those things get better for sure, right? But
Yeah, and
yeah.
for me, it's that 50 to 75 yard range. That's the one that
Yeah.
shot that I really need to work on. Again,
It's like the hardest shot in golf. That's what they say. Like long fairway bunker shots or like 50 to 70 yards. Like if you're not like an everyday player, they're very hard. Like, you just got to put reps in, put a lot
it's
of
kind of
reps
funny
in.
because that's one of the
Yeah.
things I like that does not bother me in the least is going in a bunker, like a greenside bunker. That just it does not. It's like, oh well,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I've made more up and downs this year than I ever had.
Yeah.
I even hold out from the bunker on number 14 this year. Like that's part of the game that just doesn't bother me. It's not part of the game you want to play all the time, but it's like that's it's an
Oh,
okay.
I find the bunker. I know how. I definitely know how.
Yeah, and for me it's like okay if I'm in the bunker it's not a problem. I'm out in one and three putt from there, right?
Yeah, exactly. You can double bogey from any greenside bunker, but
Damn right, man.
Alvin, it's like 11:30, brother. I better run, but it's been good. Been good
Buddy, I
catching.
really appreciate you jumping on
Did we
in
did we
such
miss
rapid
anything from your
fashion.
notes that you wrote down with all your questions before? Or?
Yeah.
That was one thing I was trying. I think I tried to mention it. Like Bryce was really good at that. Like Bryce is really good at being like, "Oh, Macker, don't worry about it." He was like the other extreme because I'd usually like look up. I always like wanted to make sure like I knew a few things about the guests and whatnot, right? Or like, ways to develop the conversation and stuff. And Bryce would be like, he'd hop on and be like, "Oh, who are we talking to this week?" It's just like it's so funny. But he was really good at like generating like an organic conversation, and then
Yeah.
I was able to get better at that over time. And but yeah, if I'm actually going to be, I guess it'll be probably the 18th or the 19th. I'll be in Alberta, at the PGA of Alberta show. So if anybody's listening that's there, come by and say hello. I'll be at the Full Wedge booth. Or if you're in the area, look it up. Look up. I'll send you a message after, and I'll look it up and see if we're kind of in the area. Maybe we can grab dinner or something like that. But
That would be awesome, pal.
yeah, yeah, it'll be. I guess it's in Calgary. I'll look up where it is,
Yeah, well,
and
we're about just under 3 hours south of Calgary, so
I don't know, man. I'll be driving in the van across the country like this.
okay.
So maybe we'll be in your neck of the woods. We'll be coming north, I'm sure, at some point. So, um, yeah, we'll be kind of chugging along. But or if
Yeah,
anybody's listening, I think the OTS code might still be live. Use OTS. It might still be live. OTS. It'll get you a discount at Full Wedge. Or if you're interested in any of the products or anything, just shoot me a message
yeah,
on
man, check out
Instagram.
Full Wedge. Their shirts are
Yeah,
dynamite. Um,
yeah.
I can't
No,
pass
it's
them enough.
it's like, yeah, if you shoot me a DM, like we can chat if you're interested in any Full Wedge stuff, or you can always email me, Mack at fullwedgegolf.com. Like it's easy to just like I just love chatting with people about golf. Like, or if you're a course by chance listening to this, or if Leah needs like has any questions about like stuff with the tour or whatever it is, just yeah, connect us and we'll yeah, get you some stuff, man. We like chatting with like anybody who's kind of interested or anybody who's like curious about their gear, looking fresh on the course. It's something that there's a lot of exciting things going on, man. We're really proud of the product that we are delivering, and you know it's just as good as like Malvin, Manners, like Devereaux, any of those like high end brands that are out there.
I can vouch for that.
We're really putting in a lot of work to
How did you get Max Domi to wear your gear and get him on your socials?
uh that's a secret, man. That's a
You
secret.
can't be doing that shit to me, pal. Like we're here.
Max told me he's a fan of the brand. And it's
We're
no, but
here. We're doing the pod, and you're gonna fucking hold out on me like for
he
with that.
he was like the perfect athlete that we wanted to represent Full Wedge. He's just like a down to earth, really good dude. Um, the campaign is like our smiley capsule. Golf makes us smile, like FW Smiley, like this one here that you see on like my shirt or whatever. and he had just got his teeth fixed, but that's okay. It was we thought he might have the no jibs up front, but it worked out pretty good. He had just got his teeth fixed, and like he was just, man, honestly, like that was a pretty surreal experience. Like rolling up to the course, he pulled up, got out, kind of just dabbed everybody up. Like was like one of the guys, man. Just talked to us all like right away. Um, we went into the change room at the course that we were at, so we had blocked off like a back access point or like a back area in the change room, and it's funny because he had just gotten off the ice with like a really good hockey player, and they were having a skate. And his locker, that hockey player's locker, happened to be there in the change room right where we were. So he was opening up the locker, taking a photo of his stuff, putting messing around with his gear. It's pretty funny. And then so the shoot goes on, just talking to us like the whole time. I was lucky to be there. So I did all of our like behind the scenes stuff and like capturing like a little bit of content. And then I fly the drone, so any of the drone stuff I was doing there. And then yeah, it was pretty cool. He would have if his agent wasn't there, he probably would have still been playing golf with us right now, man. He was cool. He was he's really like down to earth, good representation of how we wanted to really portray that capsule for us. It was really special for us. So a lot of work went into it, a lot of long nights and stressful nights and stuff, but we yeah, it was good. I think it turned out really good. The reception has been good. This is like this hoodie right here is the heaviest weight hoodie, like the most comfortable hoodie you'll ever wear, anybody would ever wear. It's unbelievable, man, the product that we've been able to put out. So we're proud of it. The team's proud of it. Everybody does such a great job. Elise, Andrew, Mark, Rich, Q, Powers, Amber, and everybody else, Brittany, Denim, everybody else who helps us out at the tournaments and stuff like that too. Yeah, it's a really good team, man. So if you know any of them, they're a hardworking bunch. It's a really hardworking bunch, man.
Well, pal, I appreciate you coming on and doing this.
Yeah,
It was really nice to catch up. Maybe we won't take 8 months to a year to get caught
yeah.
up
Let's
again,
not.
but
Let's not. I'll.
I'm
Yeah, maybe
excited.
like.
Dude, I'm excited to see what happens with the brand, and I know you're
Yeah,
involved, and that gives us a connection with the brand.
yeah.
And again, the brand's success is your success, and your success is what we hope for, right? So, um,
Appreciate that, brother.
I
You know what? Let's try and put a pin in like December or something. Cause then so for me it's like it's kind of cool because this is like a new world for me. So I can kind of loop back, let you know how like, sales season goes and like this type of thing. Like I would love to be able to like share some of like the new things that I'm learning and stuff too. Cause there's probably people out there who either like maybe want to start a brand like this or in the industry or, might want to like, you know, kind of just see how those things work or maybe after like Orlando that's in January, so maybe we put a pin on for like February or something like that.
yeah,
So
let's do that.
yeah, yeah, man.
All right, pal.
It'll
Well,
be,
thanks
it'll be
again.
good.
Have a great night, and all the best to you.
Thanks, Alvin. We'll get a couple more polos in the rotation for you, brother.
Sounds good, man.